This is a replay of Let's Talk Nigeria on Sparkling 92.3 FM Calabar, making Nigeria better, one conversation at a time.
We talk everything. Health, education, finance, sports, transportation, agriculture, politics,
entertainment,
people and power on Let's Talk Nigeria. Let's Talk Nigeria. Every day of the week from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Only on Sparkling 92.3 FM Calabar. Your radio, your charm.
Good morning. It is another edition, a fiery edition of Let's Talk Nigeria, broadcasting live on the city's go-to radio frequency, Sparkling 92.3 FM, your radio, your shine, that radio station that is concerned about your shine. It is a Turned Up Tuesday edition of Let's Talk Nigeria, and we turn up the heat on matters that have been pressing hard on the people of Cross River State for a while now. One of that has left market women frustrated, business owners drained, and citizens questioning their very existence in a system that seems to take more than it gives. Can you just beat that? Yeah? Multiple taxation. It is not just a phrase that is. It is a lived reality, from levies to permits, from expected dues to unexplained charges. The weight of revenue collection has become a ticking time bomb, and today we're asking, where does the monies go? Who truly benefits, and why does it feel like the people who work the hardest suffer the most? Well, today we'll break it all down, the causes, the conflict, and the most importantly, the solutions, because taxation should build, not break us. Joining us in this explosive conversation are two seasoned voices who know their issue inside out. With us here is Barrister Williams Itorok. Good morning to you, Barrister, and nice to have you here with us once again.
Good morning and welcome.
All right, and a lady is making an appearance, first time. The last time a lady came, she was not engaged, but this time around we'll be having a lady talk with us, and we're talking about Miss Victoria Effiong. Good morning to you, Miss. How you doing?
Good morning, Senior.
I'm telling you, perseverance know that voice here.
To see me, right? Good morning, listener. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. And there's a whole lot that we'll be looking into this morning. So all we're asking you to do is strap up, because we're about to dissect the system, challenge the policies, and amplify the voices of those who feel unheard. It is Let's Talk Nigeria right here on Sparkling 92.3 FM, your radio, your shine. Ladies first, they said, but then they say with the gentlemen. Started off with the gentlemen. So I would want to go with Barrister Williams Itorok first before I go to the lady in the house. And Barrister, I'm just concerned, right? Revenue mobilization and multiple taxation in Cross River State, a ticking time bomb. Why in the first place did you theme it a ticking time bomb?
Yeah, good morning once again. I wish to say that it's a topic. It's a topic that is usually swept under the carpet.
Okay.
Because people just think that in the course of this, a lot of people are complaining about multiple taxation.
True.
And nobody seems to care for what is happening. And so, as it is now, we are saying that there has been a lot of complaints. I remember about a year back or 2 years back, in 2023, there was an incident at Mara Market where, because of charges, because of fees and levies, Somebody was so harassed, and some people even lost their lives because of the need to be agents for collection of these levies, charges, and fees. And so once it has become a situation where everybody wants to become an agent of government, some are real agents, most are fake. Like in the course of this program, we've explained a lot of things. That when people just go around, buy reflective jackets and ride behind tax force. So they go around collecting. And this is not a very good thing.
Okay.
Because there's multiplicity of collection. Let me not call it taxes. Multiplicity of collection on behalf of government for monies that do not get to the government coffers. I remember about 2 weeks ago, the present chairman of Calabar Municipality was at Hit FM telling Cross Iverian that the revenue from Mariam Market is just 40,000 naira a month. That is what they declare.
That's really funny.
That is funny. 40,000 naira a month.
That's what gets to the office.
To the office.
Sad.
And you see the level of collection, you see the level of harassment. It has become a ticking bomb because as decide to react, there will be violence.
True.
And people will refuse to pay taxes. And there will be chaos all over the place. So that's why we come here to say that the moment they realize and reduce or appropriately to the government coffers.
Yes.
Because when you appropriate appropriately, then there will be development, the needed development. Remember when we started this program, a lot of callers who usually ask, what is taxes used for?
Yeah.
Why should I pay?
Why should I pay taxes? And so it is because they pay, but they don't see what it is used for. I had a meeting with some government officials last week. Who collects these taxes? But we came to the conclusion that this revenue is used to assuage the needs of what they call political stakeholders.
Political stakeholders?
Stakeholders.
What is their stake in here and what are they holding on to?
They are party members, they are politicians that need to be taken care of.
And it's the responsibility of the government to do that using our own taxpayers' money.
Yes, and so when you go to Lemna Junction, by the highway, where the tricycles,
the tricycle park,
and the motorbikes, you will see somebody there collecting an amount
100 naira
for every time they load.
Yes.
You ask, since you saw that place cleared and they started using, has there been any improvement? But they collect money per every tricycle, per every motorbike that comes, and that causes a situation where the fare you pay from that place to, for instance, Sparkling FM is increased. And so what are we talking about? It is because somebody has been offered that place and he has been told, okay, collect the money, give some to the local government. It never gets to the local government. And so there are times those tricycle drivers, the motorbike riders, will be fed up with what is happening there. You see violence, you see chaos. So it's a ticking time bomb.
Now I understand why you had to go with that particular theme for it and terminology. But let us hear from the lady, because I know Vicky does business in Cross River State, and I can say you interface with this SME owners almost on an everyday basis. So let us hear it from your angle. A ticking time bomb. How so?
Okay, so it's a ticking time bomb because when businesses cannot expand. You have a business. Most times you go to a person's store, you say it's filled with goods, let's say provision. Most of these things are taken on credit. So you have to sell and pay back. Give monies back to the owners.
Okay.
Now, those women get to pay taxes, levies under different subheads. So you find someone paying for sanitation and still paying for waste management. What's the difference between the two of them? So someone comes at the end of the day and tries to
again, pays forward and then pays forward again.
Okay, so what's the difference between waste management and sanitation?
Sanitation. Yes, sanitation is to help you clear the place.
Waste management
is to help you evacuate the waste that you have been
It's actually one and the same thing. So
Yeah.
you find different levels of government. So the state says pay this under the subhead, and the local government is saying the same thing, just using you remember when you were taught in English synonyms and antonyms. So it's like you're paying for the same thing. So these women sit back and calculate. They can't even traditional savings they used to do, the osusu, the weekly savings. What have you sold that you want to save from? Even these women, they have plans to expand their businesses, formalize it. For instance, you want to register with the CAC as small business owner. When you think of how much you're going to pay, what if this is going to attract more taxes to me? So it just causes, serious issues. At some point, the women would decide we will not pay. At one point, when you push someone to the wall, for every action, there's always a resistance. There's always a resistance. So the women get to think, we're not even making profit. This money is not even going to the government. So why should we pay? So it's an issue that, both sides need to sit down and prefer solutions.
Well, very true. Barrister Itorok, let me go back to you since Vicky has been able to lay her position on this. My question then is, what is the legal framework governing taxation in crossover states, and how does it affect the informal sector? Because that is where we belong.
Look, when we talk about, we've been speaking about the legal framework that governs taxation in the informal sector. Recently, at least for the past 3 weeks, we've spoken about the presumptive tax number 8, tax law number 8 of 2023. We'll be speaking about that. So that is the legal framework that governs the informal sector.
Okay.
For that, somehow, it is a process that has taken care of the informal sector. But what we are talking about is the charges, the levies, and the fees, especially at the marketplaces.
The reason I had to talk about the legal framework is we have to know that whatever levies, whatever charges that these people are collecting from the general public is legally binded. So at the end of the day, someone can, once they are legally binded, you can take them to court. You can charge them to court.
Yeah.
But that has not been the case because we don't know where they report to.
Yeah, actually from the local government revenue laws.
Okay.
It provides for collection of these taxes and these levies from a number of places, business places that people do business. For instance, if you go to an abattoir, the money, whatever fees is collected, whatever charges are collected there, are going to the local government. Motor parks, kiosks, street closure. People want to do their celebrations and they want to close the street.
Okay, it goes to the local government.
Yes, it goes to the local government. There are other things. I'm sure in the next time we come here, whoever is going to come, I'm going to make sure that they come with the legal framework for local governments.
Okay, awesome.
Also the harmonized taxes law for cross-river states.
So there's a harmonized tax law.
There's the harmonized.
So why is it not in existence? It looks like it's not in existence, Barrister.
It will take what we are doing for the public to understand.
Okay.
Even if you ask some lawyers, it is not all the laws that lawyers know.
True.
You have to look into it. And so when we do these things, we try as much as possible to make sure that the laws do not remain on the shelf.
Okay.
So what we are doing here is trying to deshelve the laws so that the public can be aware. The public can be aware. Because ordinarily, let me tell you, an armed robber will not go and buy a criminal code.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you just had to get me twisted with that one.
Now,
Where is that?
not everybody is interested in buying the kind of business they're doing.
True. But they should primarily be looking into it.
Yeah, except you get to the big corporate bodies, the international organizations, where you have the legal department that looks into the law that binds what they are operating. But in the informal sector, nobody, not many people, except you take it to them for them to understand what is binding their business.
And that is what we're doing here, yeah?
That's what we are doing here. That's what we are doing here. That's why we said it's a ticking time bomb, except we explain to people what is really happening. And we owe the citizens a duty. As civil society organizers, I think we owe the citizens a duty to make sure that they know what is happening. We are saying that this multiple taxes, the people, especially in the formal sector, especially women who are most harassed, who are these collections, because they form a huge part of the informal sector. I don't know. It looks very funny. Most times.
Is it because the society termed them as vulnerable? Or, okay, yes, because I really want the lady to respond to that though.
So last year we carried out a study in collaboration with Oxfam, where we went into different communities, different markets, different local governments in Cross River State to, see what's happening in the informal sector. Now, we didn't go out just with the mindset of we want to interact with the men only, but when we got there, we find out that we had 80% of women in the informal sector. It was difficult to find men doing the kind of businesses that falls under this category.
And these women do.
Yeah, and these businesses were so small that we at some point we're thinking this kind of persons should even be exempted from paying certain kinds of total, not in total. We need to have this conversation where we're heading that way, where women should be taxed differently from men, because most of the questions we presented during the survey was, okay, what time do you open your shop or your store? And you find a woman saying, oh, she opens by 9. Why? She has to get the kids ready for school, take them to school, and maybe even take care of her husband before coming out. Most of them said security reasons. So imagine a man and a woman driving one of these hailed taxi services. You can afford to leave your house by 4 a.m. to start driving and hustling. But a woman, a woman wouldn't do that. So imagine if we're paying the same taxes. I'm already disadvantaged.
And then working hours are different.
I can't even drive as long as you drive. So we find more women in the informal sector, and the businesses are quite small. So when you take away there's actually little profit. So they can't even invest. So it's like an endless cycle of poverty going on.
But I thought they said what men can do, women can do better.
We can do better with better laws.
Well, you can't drive better for longer hours.
I can try me. I'm fast and furious.
All right, let me go back to Barrister now. Barrister, in your view, honestly, I want to ask here. She's been talking about differences and for the ladies. Do you see this as a possibility where the women are taxed differently? The same way we have the presumptive tax law that exempts certain people. So is it a possibility, Barrister?
No, I won't readily agree that women should be taxed differently.
I like this then.
I won't readily agree, because it will lead to them being viewed as the weaker vessels,
which you don't want them to.
No, I don't want them to.
Okay, true.
I keep saying it. I interact with this women group, Association of Women in Business in Nigeria.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah, and when they
what has
come,
been their feedback?
Yeah, I get feedbacks from them. And when I talk to them, the first thing they start talking about is women shouldn't be taxed like men. And I tell
So
them
this
that
whole agitation is not a today thing.
No. It's not today's thing. It's not
I love
today's
that
thing.
he said readily, so it means there's light at the end of the tunnel.
At the end of the
At
tunnel.
some point, he'll come around.
Yeah. No, I said I wouldn't really agree with that. Yeah.
Okay.
At some point, maybe if I look at the situation.
But will there be a need for it apart from the fact that we might see them as a weaker vessel?
Look. I don't like people being seen as weak.
Okay.
I don't like
get it.
people being seen as weak. Look, we go to school. We are in the university. We are in the secondary school. In a mixed school, girls excel most times more than boys because they are more focused.
Okay.
They are more focused. These women are very intelligent.
True.
Don't let them deceive you. They are very, very intelligent.
True, barrister.
Okay? Now, if you interact with them, you find out that they are very intelligent.
Very true.
They may be just be quiet, keeping quiet for you. That is why we keep saying that it's a ticking bomb. Because when the women rise,
like we saw, when was that we saw that whole protest in one of those markets in the eastern part of the nation.
about women riots.
Exactly.
And the Agbekoya, even in
Lagos.
In Lagos.
Yes, I remember.
So it was the women that rose. And so what we are saying is that we should be careful. The government should be careful the way they do it, because the women form a greater number of the people who are affected by these multiple collections.
Barrister, we are to prefer solution. What will be your prescription to this kind of an issue?
To this kind of an issue?
Where we don't eventually explode in the ticking time bomb.
Yeah, the collectors, the agents, should be more civil.
That's one.
Be professional.
Two.
And then the government should also exhibit their supervisory role.
That is very important.
The government should exhibit their supervisory role.
Very important.
It is because these things are not supervised that
properly
people just do what they like. They take advantage of it. They take advantage of it. I mean, if you have a supervisor who sits down somewhere at a beer parlor or a pan wine joint.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. And at the end of the day, the collected money is brought to him there. I say, give this one this, give this one this, keep that one for me. It can never get to the government coffers.
It happens like that?
Yes, it happens like that. It happens like that.
Okay, so, Barrister,
we are not here to call names.
Yeah, let us quickly take this caller, right, as they contribute. Yeah. Hello, good morning, Prince of 8 Miles. Nice to have you here with us. Yes, good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning to you, Barrister and the lady.
Yeah, they can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I just want to make my own contribution because I'm about to. Well, for me, the multiple taxation we are talking about here, people are suffering. In other clients, like, shall I say, the clients like America and other places, individuals don't owe anything there. Government build houses and all the rest of it. Build shops and all the rest of it. Then you pay your tax. Now, what would it take the government to build all the shops for people, allocate the shops to people, so that people will now go in there, exhibit their wealth, and can pay tax? I don't expect any person or government to tax me that the house I built, I pay government money, I pay the local, the community money, and when I rent, the land is erected, and the little money and the little space there, I just put up my shop there. Whereas even in the employment, I pay as you earn, that's my tax. Then I will go to Aba and other places to buy my wares and put inside that small shop. And government will still come back to tax me on those little things I am selling. For me, I don't think it is right. If government wants me to pay, government should be able to build all the shops. Nobody should build shops. It is the government that will build shops and allocate shops to people. From there, you can pay tax because they provided the shop for you.
Okay.
That's how I see it. Otherwise, everything amounts to multiple taxation.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Barrister Williams, now you know you've had an introduction into the people's position, right? He mentioned a few. We'll go on a very short commercial break. But when we return from it, we'll try to tackle this. And then we will ask, you made mention of them, the women. Why are they disproportionately taxed more in their type of businesses? When we return, Perseverance Nigerians, we'll talk more, right? We'll be right back.
Just relax.
Hey, what's up, hello?
Radio sounds better. Radio sounds better.
I love it. You guys are so great.
With Sparkling FM 92.3.
For us here at Sparkling 92.3 FM,
Your radio.
to be socially relevant means that we are in tune, literally connected to the burning issues of the society.
You see the conditions of the economy today, and then you now try to insult our collective intelligence by telling us that there's increase in employment in the country. We know that is not true.
It's a lie. That is fallacy.
People actually tune into our podcast every day, not just to be informed, educated, or entertained by us.
Talk to me.
Now hungry, they catch me.
Hey, hunger they catch you. You don't drink water.
I don't drink. I see Gary. No way. No very good.
But also to be the agency that facilitates real change in the society.
I beg, I take God pay you. Tell my governor to pay us salary, minimum wage. I beg.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's a responsibility that we recognize and take seriously. On Sparkling 92.3 FM, your radio, your shine.
This is a replay of Let's Talk Nigeria on Sparkling 92.3 FM Calabar, making Nigeria better, one conversation at a time.
We talk everything. Health, education, finance, sports, transportation, agriculture, politics,
Entertainment,
people and power. On Let's Talk Nigeria. Let's Talk Nigeria. Every day of the week from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Only on Sparkling 92.3 FM Calabar. Your radio, your shine.
Nigerians, Perseverance, yeah, thank you very much for sticking around with us. It is still Let's Talk Nigeria, broadcasting live on Sparkle 92.3 FM, and we're talking multiple taxation this morning. That's the base of the discussion, and we have with us here Barrister Williams, Itorok, and Victoria Effiong. And what are we talking about? You've heard it, multiple taxation, and our two discussants have been able to make bare what the ticking time bomb is if we do not address it. Well, our lines are open to callers to call and react to these. Just pitch in before Barrister will answer all of these questions all put together. Hello, good morning, UB Furniture.
Hey, Willa, good morning to your girl.
Good morning. Thank you very much for calling. UB, I know you're an SME owner, so let us hear you.
Okay, the reason why I'm calling this morning concerning this multiple taxation in Cross River State. If you check in Cross River State, we that is doing business, we are not encouraged to do our business. That's why you see in Cross River State, many businesses are pulled down. Many people are relocated for Cross River State because of multiple taxation. In my shop below, in a year, if I count how many uniforms that come, different uniforms for taxation, it's only God that is helping me. You understand? Now, I was opportunity to go to another country. I see how the government help the citizens to stand. But in our country here, our government is helping us to cripple. That's why you see somebody will open business today. Tomorrow you see the person shut down because of multiple taxation. So please, I beg you, Cross River State government. Because as it is now, we that is doing business, we are looking for help. Okay. We are not looking for somebody to come and collect for us. Actually, we are looking for somebody to come and even give us.
Okay.
That's why I told you the other day, back of industry, we don't hear it on radio or television. I call it a scam because we that is doing a little business, they're supposed to help us for us to grow, not for them to be coming different taxation. At the end of the day, instead of it to move forward, we are moving backward.
All right, UB Furniture, thank you very much for your position. Mr. Williams, Barrister Williams, now you've heard the people. I had to bring it down so that you've heard the voices of the people. And now we are all in this together. How do you address it?
You mean I address the multiple taxation?
No, okay, if at all we were to address it, what should we be doing?
It is actually a challenge. It's a challenge.
The governments who are the ones in the space, are they really making moves in addressing these issues?
Yeah, the intention of the government shouldn't be misplaced.
Okay.
Shouldn't be misplaced. I keep saying it, that the government have rules, have laws and regulations that are already on ground that should be followed. That should be followed. Beautiful rules. But our human nature and the need to circumvent what government are doing and earn monies where we are not supposed to has caused us to multiply the point of collection. The point of collection. See, this multiple taxation, let me not even call it
taxation because it doesn't get to the government.
It doesn't get to the government.
Taxes,
these multiple collections are many. From the police, from those ones that stand on the road, they call them tram what? They used to be called DOPT. From those ones on the road that has this black and yellow stripe, they call them VIOs. Collections.
And you're just mentioning 3 of them, and there's still more.
There's still more. There's still more. You go to the road, you see somebody will just write the signboard, quarantine. They block the road. Go to Benway, you buy big basins of orange for maybe 500 naira. The moment you cross from Vandikia into Cross River State, that big basin becomes small basins because of the number of checkpoints that these bulk buyers would pass through. Well, as it concerns what UD Furniture said, that is what we are trying as much as possible. We are advocating. We are advocating to government. But you see, it's not just the radio talk. For this radio talk is sensitizing the populace, the citizens, on the need to be more calm, that the government is going to do something about it. For instance now, Calabar municipality have decided to automate
their
collections through remitter. And so if they have automated their collection through remitter, that means that anybody that comes to you, if you haven't paid, the best the person can say to you is go to the bank and pay.
And then come
or
here
they give you
receipt.
a demand notice.
Okay.
And so this money won't go into the hands of
anyone.
Just anyone, unscrupulous agents.
Elements, yeah. Okay. Barrister, just hold on to that thought there because we have more
and good morning to your guests in the studio.
Yes, good morning to you, Mr. Nemeka. Nice to have you here with us.
Yes, on this issue of multiple taxation, the government should really do well to streamline and harmonize the people involved in these various revenue collections.
Okay.
Such that when a particular revenue comes to somebody, another set of people will not come up again to bring same revenue. For instance, I have once received a revenue from municipal council, and the payment made. After some months, somebody brought same revenue claiming to be an agent of the government. If I was not enlightened enough, I would have fallen victim.
Okay.
By paying twice for it. So government needs to put out strategies to sensitize people on how to identify those who are government agents and those who are doing it to defraud other people.
Okay.
Then secondly, the government also needs to maybe unify these people that used to stay on the road. There are some people you see on the road, they don't wear uniform. They just come out from Keke and start holding buses, holding vehicles and all this. Yeah. Because the government needs to really make us to know those who are doing this for them, so that illegal people will not come up on the road to start harassing passers-by and commuters. Thank you for having me.
All right, Mr. Nemeka, thank you very much for your position. And Barrister, you seem to agree with it, but then let us go to Vicky. Vicky, you heard the gentleman and what he has said about this multiple taxation, and apart from his statement, he even preferred a little bit of a solution. How do you buttress this point?
Okay, I love the fact that he said if he wasn't enlightened, he could have fallen a victim. So it means we need to improve tax education. And this one, I'm speaking directly to the people in the informal sector. You have to be interested. You need to know the laws that govern the sector you're working on. You need to know when to pay, what to pay for, and where you're supposed to pay. You should put up a little bit of resistance. Let no one just show up and you're counting monies. This is hard-earned money. As an organization, as a network, Tax Justice, we're going to do our best, but we need other people. We need more hands. People should sensitize people in their clusters. So the market women, they have a union, talk about it in your meetings. In church, you have people, talk about it in those meetings. And for me, I also love government to, offer some kind of incentives to people in the informal sector who pay their taxes. Let it not be left for only the big players. So you get big companies that get tax incentives, holidays, and the rest. Let's extend the grace to other persons. And another thing too is simplify the tax laws. Yeah, I've heard a lot of persons saying they've harmonized. Like, let's be genuine. Government,
harmonization,
government should be genuine. So let it not be on paper, but behind you've still given someone that revenue point to go and collect the money. So the person is like, he goes all out because it is his money. The person is so passionate. So don't come in front of us when we come and meet you, pay courtesy call and the rest, and you said this is what we're doing. But meanwhile, in the secret, you have still given that point to another person. So let's be genuine.
All righty, thank you very much, Vicky. There. Transparency was the core reason they had to harmonize all of these taxes here. In their harmonization, Barrister, have they really hit the ground running? Have they hit the rock yet? And are we seeing water from it?
It's with the kind of attitude we have as Nigerians, it's a bit difficult.
Is it?
Yeah, to say we've hit the ground running.
Okay.
We just have to try our best to make sure that we continue talking about these things. When we were younger, in my village, when tax collectors come, you see men running into the bush,
dreading these tax collectors.
Because if you don't pay your tax, you are bundled, put into the pickup, and taken and locked up. But it has changed now. It has changed to the extent that most persons have jobs. I want to say this, that yes, the first caller, the Prince of 8 Miles, is that?
Yes.
Yes.
I spoke about the fact that pays is payee. Use this money to build this house. And builds a small shop in front of his house. And is now asked to pay tax. I wish to explain to people, to citizens, that it's not about building a shop in front of your house. It's about the profit you make.
That's what the government is concerned about. Yeah.
If you don't have a shop there, the government will stop by. They will stop by. But that is why, as a solution, the presumptive tax law has come to help a lot of these people who are into informal businesses. last week, I think we did mention some of the costs,
Yes.
some of the rates.
Yeah,
quite
and some
low.
people pay as low as 3,000
And you
a
saw-
year,
a year.
4,500 a year,
And you saw
8,000 a year.
And you saw people paying 1,500
a year
for some of the businesses they run.
Mm-hmm.
To
Just
the extent-
1,500.
Yeah, to the extent that we now say, look, maybe this law should be reviewed because of the volume of businesses. You see, and the profit that is made from these businesses.
Okay.
So, but what we are talking about is that apart from this law, there are people all over the place. We need government to supervise the people who are working for them, because they are the ones that are causing these problems. I remember the former chairman of Calabar municipality, when a young man was harassed in Mariam Market, lifted up and hit on the ground because whether whatever it was, and they wanted to collect monies from him. Eventually, the local government had to pay about 500 and something thousand naira
to the gentleman.
Mm. That's a loss to government because of the miscreants.
And I know how government hate losses.
Yeah, because of the miscreants that were on the road. Because they claimed they were agents of government. And so the government should be able to supervise these things. It's not just about satisfying what they call stakeholders, political jobbers, at the expense of the citizens. And so what we are saying here is that while we tell the citizens to pay their just tax, government should also tax the citizens fairly.
Fair taxation.
Fair taxation.
I want to ask though, barrister, honestly, yeah, this multiple taxation, can there be a level of justification to it? I'm just asking. So for the people who go to evacuate waste, they can tell you it is needed for them to get their receptacles, fill their cars, and even pay the staff. I'm just saying. For other people, they might give you reasons for collecting such taxes. Can we say there are justifications for it, or whatever their reasons are justified?
You see,
or
it
justifiable?
It will take up to 12 months for us to be able to explain to people the differences between taxes, charges, levies, and fees. Okay? And I keep saying it anywhere I go to. When you go to White Market, you see a signpost, parking, 100 naira.
That's a charge.
That's a charge.
For you parking in that space.
Securely.
Park your car.
So that's not multiple taxation.
That is not multiplicity.
Now we're breaking it down. They're beginning to understand.
That is
Great
not
one.
multiplicity, sir.
It's for a service.
You pay you park there, right? For safety. And when you are leaving, it's only when you are leaving that they will ask you to pay. Because you've used the space. Or else you park somewhere
Trek down.
and trek down. But this is very close to the market. You are charged for that park. It's not necessarily tax. You are charged for the cleaning, the maintaining of that place for that time. Levies. You are levied for usage too. It may not be immediately, but the refuse dump, where you dump your refuse.
Yes. Like here in Lemna, where they come to dump it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
The
it.
West Republic.
I'm telling you, they come and dump it here.
Yeah.
Okay, so let us hear.
You are levied for the persons that will, or the company that will come and evacuate. Because government pays, yes, but you pay to government so that government will remit and arrange for people
who will do the job.
Okay.
Okay, but Barrister, there's another challenge. Why I feel most people mix up this is that someone came in the morning and said I should pay the levy for evacuation or of waste. And another person comes in the afternoon and asks me to pay for that same thing. So it's not like most times they do not understand that, okay, this one is a trash. I parked my car when I came to the market to buy something, or this one because I have a shop. That's why it is when different people come to collect the same thing. That's what they are really complaining about. So it means you're paying twice. You're paying twice on the same income, the same thing.
Yeah.
So that's mostly their complaint.
Okay, so
most of them do understand because we've done a lot in educating them.
Okay, so we are getting more calls now. You can call in, ask your questions, pitch in 08093000022. Engineer Lauren Femi, good morning.
Good morning. Vinny, good morning, everybody in this studio.
Good morning.
Good morning, you engineer. Let us hear your pitch. Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Engineer, yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello?
Okay. Engineer, we can hear you. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. This is Solomon calling from Parliamentary.
Go ahead, Mr. Solomon.
Actually, there is one side of it that seems not to have looked at. All these people that are used as collectors, the fact that they are jobless, the fact that some of them were used by politicians, and they now needed to compensate them. We are not looking at that. The moment these people have job to do, you will not see them do this kind of job. Some of them are graduates. Some of them are skilled enough to be able to do one or two things. But when you get them out of the job they do, when you get them that they don't have anything to do, then they become instruments, tools in the hand of these people that are asking them to go and be harassing people all over the place. I think we need to look at that.
Okay.
We need to look at how these people can be taken off from this kind of work they do. I'm sure they are not even happy about it. Thank you very much for having me.
Well, engineer, thank you very much for your position. You've heard from engineer. That's another angle to it.
Yeah, that's very interesting. That's very interesting because it is in our thoughts. It's actually in our thoughts that most persons that do these things do not really like it.
Like their job?
Yeah, it's because they don't have any other thing to do.
Oh, okay.
It's because they don't have any other thing. But there are people who are used to it. I know people in my community since
easy money.
Since I was a boy, they can't work any other place
than revenue collection,
than the checkpoints.
They'll probably retire them and they'll still go back to collect revenue.
Not that policeman.
I didn't call names.
Barrister.
Some of these people are so used to it. It doesn't need any expertise. Just be able to sense that these people are carrying this thing and they have to pay this money. So I'm very impressed by what the engineer spoke about. I think what the government have to do to settle this whole multiple taxation thing is, but you can't provide jobs for everybody. I keep saying it, the government do not even have jobs. What we need to do is entrepreneurial development.
But they will argue that the environment is not even conducive, it's not encouraging.
I don't have a job. You know that?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have a job.
We all don't have a job.
We don't have jobs.
We're in the exactly.
Yeah, we don't have jobs. But we create jobs for ourselves.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, until recently, I've never worked for government. I've never. Okay, maybe when I just started, I worked.
I hope you paid your taxes then. You did. You paid your taxes
for government.
Yeah.
No. It was deducted from source.
Directly.
Yeah.
And there's something we get to address about that direct withdrawal of your taxes here. How transparent is it? Because there's a whole level of transparency that we need to question here. But we have about 5 more minutes and calls are coming. People, yes, our lines are still open for you to call and participate because this program is targeted at you and it's all for you. Let us hear from Prince of 8 Miles again. He's back here. Hello, Prince.
Yes, Sene, I just want to add to what Nna Emeka said earlier. I feel that I traveled to Abia State, Umuahia precisely, recently. And I saw what they are doing there that is very good.
Tell us about it.
In terms of taxation. And I'm not sure, it is not bad to copy from what another person is doing that is good. No. All the people there, the reflective something they are wearing, boldly written numbers, we are all numbered. Whether you are from Internal Board of Internal Revenue, or you are from Transportation, or any ministry at all, just number your reflective, whatever thing you are wearing. The number will be boldly written so that anytime somebody comes to you, you will identify that person with the number he or she is wearing. And I'm sure that number, the people that are in custody of whatever this thing they are doing, they know who is wearing what. The number of somebody who is wearing what. I feel that's what the Cross River State government should be doing. Okay. So to level of identify whoever that is doing what that is not needful.
Thank you very much, Prince of 8 Miles. Yubi, you're back.
I support the motion of a Prince of 8 Miles. Anybody that is coming for taxation collection, he should have his or her number tagged on his chest or on his back, so that if it's illegal, we will know.
Okay.
Please, another question. This motor taxation that we're talking about, why is it not referring in Calabar to road?
You'll be funny. So why is it not reflecting on the Calabar to road?
Hello, that's the federal government.
Hello, good morning. Welcome back. Welcome back, Inemeka.
Okay, let me borrow a lead from the Commissioner for Environment. There are some group of people from safety that used to visit places to inspect. So until the time that he called for a meeting, and he told the people, he gave them his number, that since you are complaining that multiple people are coming, I have not sent anybody to come there. Whenever anybody comes to your place, call my phone. So I just want to follow that link to that so that other agencies can also follow suit.
All righty. No problem. Thank you. But secondly, because of the want of time, we just really want to wrap it up. Conclusively, Barrister, looking at all of our position here, and it's because we want to address multiple taxation here, what will be the best way forward and what should we be doing? Because that's what we need to start doing the right thing.
Well, it's very deep, but we can surpass those problems.
Okay.
First, the government has to be interested. The people in government have to be interested in stopping multiple taxation.
Okay.
And that is to say, they have to be focused on what taxes to collect, and also make sure that their government is not rubbished by a lot of people who are posing around as government agents. Not all of them are government agents. I had the experience about 2 weeks back where I told you some people here before technical junction.
You said it last week.
Yeah, came and were trying to harass us into collecting money. And they told us they were taking us to the office. So when they saw me take their photograph, they actually had IDs.
And they reflective jacket?
Yes, reflective jacket. They actually had Cross River IRS logos on there. So at the end of the day, when they saw that we insisted in going to the office they came from, they just disappeared from the place. So the government has to be really interested in making sure that the wrong people are not on the streets and making it look as if the government is not serious and is not ready to help the citizens. We know that the government is good, but we are also saying that as it goes, people should bear with the government, that at the point, I think all these things will come to bear, that it will be settled.
All right, thank you very much. And from you, Vicky, as we wrap it up this morning.
Well, for me, to the people, I'll say let's embrace technology. It has been introduced by harmonizing and asking you to pay via remitter. So do not give your money to anybody. Let's be patient and work hand in hand with the government to ensure that we reduce multiple taxation to the barest minimum.
All righty. Thank you very much to you, Barrister Williams Itorok. Thank you very much for coming around. And Victoria Effiong, thank you very much for coming around as well. I am Senator Williams Ojeka, and this is where we'll leave it up with, yes, it is necessary for you to pay your taxes. Because with paying your taxes, the government can do the needful. Get you that rail line that you're talking about, get you that port that you've always clamored for, and even expand the business and even reduce the taxes that we pay. All right? I am Senator Williams Ojeka, but now remember, Nigeria is all ours to build. All hands on deck in ensuring this. You do your bidding, I'll do my part, and Nigeria will sail just to the promised land. We'll catch you again, same time next week, right here on the show, where we'll be talking taxation, but this time around we're bringing a little bit of a twist to it. God bless you all, people.